They call it stealing when the math changes hands. They don't call it theft when it disappears upward quietly. Funny how morality sharpens only when power feels lighter. I learned the forest after the ledger failed me. Learned where numbers actually go. Gold doesn't vanish, it migrates, following roots. You're not meant to know. They tax breath, tax time, tax silence. Called it order, called it that's the flow. You can only extract for so long before the system starts to name you back. I didn't invent injustice, I audited the gap. They said that's just how it works, said be grateful you're inside. But I watched the value move one direction and decided to intercept the line. If justice looks criminal from the throne, that's a perspective problem, not a crime. Green hood pulled low, not to hide my face, but to block their narrative glare. I wasn't after riches, I was after circulation, after breath returning to air. Turns out wealth whores rob the village faster than bandits ever did. I didn't steal, I rerouted, didn't burn it down, I corrected the flow. You don't call it robbery when it's automated, so don't flinch when I do it slow. They crown themselves stewards of plenty, while grannies moaned with lock and key. Every toll another thread pulled tight around someone else's ability to be. I learned archery from necessity. Aim clean, release, don't beg, don't plead. They call me outlaw because I remember who the resources were meant to serve. You don't get to hoard survival, then shame the hands that preserve. If balance feels like violence to you, check how long you've owned the curve. I don't take from effort, craft, or care, only excess grown obese on fear. I leave the books open, leave the proof, let redistribution be clear. Transparency terrifies tyrants most, that's why they label it frontier. Legends get written by landlords, history footnoted by kings. They call fairness rebellion when it disrupts their yield, but forests remember older laws, and arrows don't negotiate with spin. From the rich in power to the poor in voice, that's not chaos, that's a choice. I don't want the crown, don't want the keep, don't want to rule the town. I want a system that doesn't require men like the arrows stay counted. They'll say I threaten stability, but stability for who exactly? If order depends on starvation, then disorder is empathy. I don't rob, I rebalance what was never meant to be private property. Someday the roads won't need watching, the ledgers won't bleed red. Until then I'll live between myth and math, between whispered thanks and dread. You can call me villain, hero, thief, just don't call the imbalance fair. Robin Hood wasn't a man, it was a function, a response to hoarding mistaken for law. If that story keeps repeating, maybe stop asking why the arrows fly. asking why they're needed at all.